everyone around you is rooting for you to be with your specific person. And the crazy thing is, your specific person is included. They want you to be with them. And you may be asking, okay, but Kyle, why? Why are people around me? Why are my friends? Why are my family? Why are strangers even wanting me to be with my specific person? And the answer is very simple. The answer is that everyone benefits by you being with your specific person and by you getting exactly what you want. So don't forget, you're the creator of this reality, and everyone is meant to fulfill or achieve their desires. So if you have a desire, then it means you are absolutely meant for that thing. So your specific person is absolutely no different or any other desire that you could ever have. Again, basically, that's your higher self giving you a promise that you are meant to have fill in the blank of whatever it is that you're desiring. So if you're desiring infinite money, the best house ever, or your specific person, all of that is included. If you have the desire, it's well known that you are meant for that thing, but you might not believe me, but let me explain exactly why. So if you are not going to get your desire, remember that there's a huge cascade effect in your reality that everyone gets screwed over, right? So everyone wants you to be with your specific person. And I'll give it to you an example of not only with our specific person, but I'll actually explain it in another way that I think will help out as well. And this way is the idea of your dream job. So let's say right now you are not at your dream job. Let's pretend that's the case. So right now, what we're doing is not what we want. But would you say that someone else might have this as their dream job? Someone else might have this as their desire. And you would say, well, absolutely, right? No matter what job it is, someone will have that as their dream job. As strange as that may sound, everything has a perfect alignment with one specific person. But think of it this way. If you are then at your job and you have a dream for a different job, but you remain at that job, guess what you're doing? You're refusing or not allowing the person who has their dream job as that to get into that position. Now, honestly, your reality continuously takes you to where you should or want to go. So you don't have to worry about it too much. But the more we procrastinate, the more we act from a state that we don't want to be in, the more everyone around us kind of gets screwed over. And your specific person is absolutely no different. It's the same exact situation. So I know this might sound pretty crazy that right now, every single person on earth, me included, everyone around you and your specific person is rooting for you to get what you want. But there isn't one thing that you could desire that everyone around you would not want you to get, because everyone benefits as a product of that. But let me give you an example as to specific people or relationships that might make all this make sense, because you might still be wondering, okay, Kyle, that makes sense about the dream job, but what about my specific person? Don't a lot of people want my specific person? But no, right? You are the person who desires your specific person. So that's why you are desiring them, and that's why you're meant for them. It's the same reason why you have a dream job, but I don't have the same dream job, right? We all have different desires and outcomes and wants and even if two people actually seemingly have the same exact desire, they're going to be different on some level. We're just not aware of it. So when you think of it in that way, remember, you are the one who desires your specific person. And it may sound confusing thinking, well, they're perfect, so why wouldn't anyone else want them? But everyone thinks that about their specific person or whatever the desire is that they have. And the crazy thing is, you never have to worry about what desire you want. You can change your mind with the desire and it's still meant for you, because any desire, if you can feel desire towards anything, that in essence is your God state giving it to you. But let me explain how this works in relationships. So imagine that your specific person has a third party, right? So they're dating someone else or seemingly dating someone else, right? In your reality, it seems like it's a problem, right? It seems like a circumstance. It seems like you have to intrude upon or break this relationship apart in order to get to that outcome. But I don't want you to think about it in that way, because you want to think about it in the way of your dream job. If you have a dream job, whoever is at that job probably doesn't want to actually be there. In the same way that your job right now that you're in, if it's not your dream job, someone else really wants that job. And so you would have no problem with them pushing you out of it. That's what happens with the third party, because the longer that you are not fulfilling your destiny, you're not fulfilling your desire, you're not being and acting as the person who already has what they want, the more you're basically sticking them together, and they have no choice but to do that, because again, this is your reality. So what you're basically doing is not only eliminating your ability to be with your soulmate, which is your specific person or whoever you want, you're not only doing that, but you're eliminating the possibility for the third party to also act that out because they don't want to be there, right? I know it sounds crazy because you'll see your reality react in a weird, odd, or strange way or reflect your thoughts, but they don't want to be there, right? They do not want to be with your specific person. They also want you with your specific person, but the way in which they respond in your reality has everything to do with the way that you are assuming them to be. So again, it sounds kind of crazy, but you are stopping not only yourself from being with your specific person, but you're stopping the third party from being in their reality with their specific person in the exact outcome that we want, because your desire is, again, that promise and that gift that you are meant for that thing. So don't view third parties in a negative way. They're never actually working against you. No one in your reality is ever working against you. Absolutely no one. Even if it seems like it, even if you are without a doubt certain that something is in your way or there's a circumstance or the third party doesn't want you two to be together, it's an absolute lie and it's a complete illusion. Nothing could ever be in your way. This is your reality. Right? Who is going to be in your way except you? Literally, right? You're the one creating all of the solutions. You're creating all the barriers. You're creating all the problems, and you're creating all the paths from where you are to your manifestation. So you just have to take that up. And the crazy thing is, just understanding this is going to alter your view on your reality and have you remembering that everything is trying to work out in your favor. But the crazy thing is, even when you're doing this, you might still doubt it, and that's okay. But just know you can't ever actually change the idea that everyone and everything around you is trying to get you to exactly what you want. That's not something you can change. Even in your darkest period, even in your most negative thoughts, even in your largest worries, that can never change. But let me not just say this, let me give you an example of this. So on the screen is a success story that I had from a recent coaching session, and here's what they wrote. Hi, Kyle. Right after our call, my specific person asked me out. So think about that. Right after the call, right after getting into the state, this shows you that your state is having a massive impact, and the sun thinks so too right now. So I would definitely listen to this success story. But the crazy thing is, on the screen, you can see they went into details about exactly what they manifested, what created, where they were going with their specific person. But the crazy thing is, they still had doubts. They still were doubtful that things were working out in their favor. They were still doubtful that things were changing, that the bridge of events was happening. But this is where then the assumption that things around you are working against you, and the sun really likes this idea. So hopefully you're really paying attention to this concept. But they had just as many doubts as literally anyone else. They were worrying, they were fearing, but look at what they manifested. But still, this is the idea that you're thinking your reality is working against you. You're thinking that your specific person doesn't want to be with you, but look at this. It's happening perfectly. And the crazy thing is, even when we manifest these successes, we still continue to do this because with everything that this person has manifested, because we've been meeting weekly, they have still had worries. And I would say most people have worries almost every single step of the way, which shows you that worries do not matter in manifestation. Worries are not altering or messing up your manifestation. They're only ever helping it. So always, always keep that in mind. I mean, not helping it in the way of your worries are actually helping you get to that point, even though they actually kind of are. Things that you feel are working against you are actually secretly working in your favor. We just don't know it yet. But regardless of that, you can't change the outcome or fact of your reality that it's always working out for you. Everyone wants you to be with your specific person. Everyone is rooting for you. The sun showed up here today as a sign to prove to you that it also is rooting for you to be with your specific person. So if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. So if you know for a fact that everyone around you and everything is rooting for you to be with your specific person, or at least you want to believe it, leave a thumbs up on this video. If you did have any questions at all, make sure to comment them down below. And remember, you can also reach out to me on my website at kyleaugustcoaching.com. That's where you can send me personal questions, personal emails, personal anything that relates to your manifestation, because I want to see exactly how you're doing. And I also want to be there to root you along every single step of the way. But as always, take this idea seriously, start to act and assume in your reality that everything is working out in your favor, and you will notice a huge difference in everything around you, just like that person, the success story that I showed. But as always, thank you so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you in my next video tomorrow.